All right, guys, it's March, so you know what that means. It's March Madness time. Look, March Madness is one of the best times in sports in the entire year. So once again, I'm partnered up with the DraftKings Sportsbook to give all new customers a fantastic offer. Bet $5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets instantly by using my promo code DCTV. Look, we've all picked brackets. We've done it since we were young, college, and everything. Now, use your knowledge to go and cash in and use those bonus bets to do so. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use my promo code DCTV, bet $5 or more, and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. We all have teams. My team, Oklahoma State, will not be in March Madness. We did not have a great season, but hopefully yours did. And guys, welcome to North Carolina, who just legalized sports betting and also just beat Duke. So you know the people in North Carolina are getting blessed over and over. So take mine that I am offering you. Bet 5 or more, get 150 in bonus bet by using that promo code DCTV. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook, where the crown is yours. Another episode of Funky and the Champ. I'm fat. Jamal's like skinny fat. Right? You're skinny fat.
Take it back.
Today I chose violence.
I'm suing. Sue them. I had the mute on for the fight. Sorry, Daniel. I did mute you.
You guys are gonna be lifetime enemies because of the shit you say the moment you get a microphone in your face. Bro, you're crazy. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Funky and the Champ. I'm Daniel Cormier. That's my man, Ben Askren. Yo, Ben, I miss you, man. Like, wrestling season has really picked up, so you kind of go into a cave whenever shit gets serious.
Me?
The NCAAs. What's been going on, dog?
I don't think I'm in a cave. I do what I want. I coach wrestling. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing. And the last weekend was really outstanding for Askren Wrestling Academy. So we had a great weekend.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I was impressed.
Thank you.
Color me impressed because Parker Keckheisen
He's
is
a beast.
really good. I knew he was good, but my goodness. And also Keegan O'Toole, bro. He has no weaknesses. I don't know what you guys did to Keegan O'Toole outside of the,
Teach him all the good moves.
Like, just using all your time on one kid.
No, we didn't use all our time on one kid. That's not true.
It feels like you and Max were in a corner with Keegan O'Toole while the rest of the kids trained by themselves.
That's not true.
There's no way he could have got that good, that fat. Dude, he's amazing, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, the exciting thing is we're going to have the number 1 and the number 2 ranked guys at 165 pounds next weekend.
Who's the other 65 pounds?
Mitchell Messenbrink.
Oh, Messenbrink. Who's
amazing?
That's
my high school. That's my high school coach's. My high school coach who coaches with us. That's his son.
Was that
my high school coach, John Messenbrink? That's his son, and John coaches at AWA with us also.
Bro, Mitchell Messenbrink's pace is unbelievable. We'll talk wrestling all day. That's not what this show is about, even though we think it's the greatest sport
Daniel,
in the world.
Are you going to NCAAs?
I'm working it. I'm actually working it again.
All right. There you go.
I'm back, baby. I'm back. They said, DC, are you in? I said, sign me up for Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Your boy's back on the call. But Ben, last week I was on the call in Miami for UFC 299. Dustin Poirier knocks out Benoit Saint-Denis. It seemed like at times it wasn't going great for the Diamond. But the Diamond now finds himself in a position where him and Islam Makhachev are chirping back and forth. I asked Dustin in our interview earlier in the week, how far did he think he's away from a title fight? He said this.
I mean, not to be cocky or boastful, but I feel like the run I've had in the UFC, this is my 30th fight, I'm one big win away at any time from a title fight.
At any time.
That's what I believe. One big win, a great performance, a finish, I'm right there always.
Ben, what did you make of the Diamond's answer? And now he finds himself seemingly in that position.
Yeah, I think he would be the person that makes sense for a title shot right now. Maybe one more win. I don't know. Right? It's kind of deep, but you know, it's tough because he did definitely lose that first round, and then it seemed like Saint-Denis got a little reckless, and you can't get reckless with Dustin Poirier because he is too precise. He hits too hard, and if you get reckless, it's really likely that he's going to put you down.
But Benoit
Yes.
Saint-Denis came out afterwards and said it's the staff. He had staff. Did you see it on his head?
Yeah, I saw something. I mean, it didn't look like the worst staff ever. And
No,
I
because
don't,
he had been on the
if you're going to get
antibiotics.
in the octagon, that's part of the
Man,
risk, man.
man, but he was on the antibiotics. He said that really affected him in the way that he approached the fight. I don't know that I don't really, I feel it's a little bit sour grapes. Like he's just
Yes,
kind of
I
making
agree.
excuses. But how else could he have approached Dustin Poirier? But when you look at what Dustin did, right? He once
Mhm.
again proves why he's one of the funnest guys in the world, but he's also one of the best fighters in the world. But
Yes.
then you start to call Islam Makhachev. And for me, I feel like it makes sense because if you're trying to build a star, that star has to go through the previous stars, right? We saw it
Yes.
happen for Habib with Conor McGregor. We saw Dustin become a star after beating Conor McGregor. We've seen it for as long as we've watched sports and also sports entertainment. Because in the WWF or the WWE today, WWF back in the day, you had the established stars, when they were ready to retire, they would get beat by the new up and coming guy. And then
Yes.
they would take that shine. It feels like it makes the most sense because
Wait,
it feels like this is the way to help and further make Islam Makhachev a star.
wait,
What do you think? What do
when's
you think
Gaethje
of
and
that matchup? Do
Makhachev
you think
fighting?
Dustin is deserving of it?
Oh, wait, when's got Gaethje and Makhachev fighting? Soon,
Gaethje's
right?
not fighting Makhachev. Gaethje's fighting Max Holloway.
Oh, why are we doing that?
We're fighting, dude. Gaethje's fighting Max Holloway. UFC
Why?
300,
I
BMF
forgot.
title.
I actually thought Gaethje was fighting Makhachev because that's the one that makes the most sense because Gaethje had just beaten Poirier. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if he's impressive against Holloway, then he's the one that probably gets the shot.
No,
Or
bro. Wait. Oh my God. Let me
Charles
bring you back
Oliveira
into this
also you
world,
have.
Benny
I'm
boy.
all messed up.
Benny.
But he just lost.
June. Makhachev wants to fight in June. Poirier said he's down to fight in
Okay,
June.
put them together.
April is when Holloway fights Gaethje. Nobody's
Yeah,
turning
too
around that
soon.
quick.
Too soon.
The champ wants to fight in June. So
Yeah.
it seems as though right place, right time, right? Because Arman Sarukian is fighting Charles Oliveira at UFC 300 also. So it's like those guys are all the best guys are booked in April, except for Dustin Poirier, who now has an opportunity to fight Islam in June if the UFC feels like it's the right fight. But I
Yeah.
think to me, he didn't take much damage at all against Saint-Denis. He
Yep.
just got taken down a lot, took some ground and pound, but he got out of there relatively clean. And I
Yes.
think because of that, you turn them dudes around, man, and you make them fight.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree. But seeing the way and Dustin deserves it, and Dustin's great, but seeing the way Saint-Denis took him down in the first round, I would imagine Makhachev's gonna do or try to do something very similar.
Yeah, but Ben, don't you think that it wasn't necessarily Dustin's inability to defend takedowns? It was just that Benoit was so reckless. It's hard to defend a takedown when someone's that reckless and just driving into you,
Really? You
driving
think
into
so?
you.
I don't
Oh,
think
it's
it
so
is.
hard.
You just
In
circle or
the octagon?
sprawl. Yes.
You don't think that's hard?
I mean, if it was that easy, everyone would do it, right? If all
No,
you had to
Ben.
do,
It's like he forgot. Yes, everyone doesn't do it because they worry about the strikes coming in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So you got to be very measured. Saint-Denis said, "To hell with the strikes. I'm just gonna put this pace on this dude."
He did say that.
Ultimately, it's what cost him. But if you don't catch him yet, then he's gonna just keep driving you into the side of the octagon and start taking you down. You know what was kind of concerning for me though?
What's that?
Was Dustin seemed to be, his body language wasn't great at the end of the first round. If you ask me, it didn't look good. It looked like he was frustrated a little bit because the dude kept taking him down.
What do you think about his John? So John Anik actually called him out on the broadcast. You were on the broadcast, so you should have heard this. But then Poirier is going into it. So John Anik said Dustin Poirier has never won a fight by guillotine, despite the fact that he jumps the guillotine like it is. I don't know how many times Dustin Poirier jumped the guillotine. It's probably almost in the triple digits by now because he's been fighting forever. And the fact that he hasn't got one would make me think like, hey, maybe go away from it. Now Dustin Poirier came out. Do you see his shirt that he just came out with?
Yeah.
Don't be silly, jump the gilly. Right? Yeah, it says, don't be silly, jump the gilly. I know, right? So I don't know if he does that against Makhachev, that might make for a long night for him.
You know what my thought about that is? When you're getting taken down, how many times did guys jump a guillotine on you?
Not
a lot, right?
Yeah, a decent amount. I was pretty good at passing the guard, so I didn't end up in their guard a lot with the guillotine. Like I would pass, so I was out real quick.
Yeah. It doesn't work. It
doesn't
doesn't really work against a great wrestler. But the reason they jump guillotine is because they can't stop the takedown. So it's almost like desperation.
But that's where like Dustin Poirier's been fighting forever. If you learn how just to sprawl, just a good sprawl, good hips, you're going to defend a lot of them. And I think of, you know what I think of? I think of Curtis Blades versus Almeida, who was earlier on that card. And if it, the one time he sprawled, he stuffed, he got his chest over the top of him. And then the one side was open and he just started hammer fisting and he was able to finish the fight. That's the kind of things that sprawling and stuffing enable you to do, because getting stuck underneath someone wrestling sucks. Getting stuck underneath someone fighting is terrible because they're going to keep you under there. They're going to punch you. They're going to elbow you. They can try to choke also. There's just so many bad things. So it's like, man, I wish Dustin Poirier would learn how to sprawl a little bit. I think it would be really beneficial against Makhachev.
But I think that he has a good guillotine. You remember he almost got Khabib with it.
Hold on, but why does he have no submissions
with the guillotine? Was that?
Why does he have no submissions then?
He's hey, dude, dude, listen. I don't want Dustin's my guy.
I like him also. I think he's great. But I mean, honestly, I think we're trying to help him here. We're trying to talk through this problem where he's going to, if he jumps guillotine on Makhachev, I can't imagine it's going to work.
Well, he did it to Khabib, almost got it. But you know what was weird? Dana came out a couple weeks ago and said that when he talked to Dustin after the fight, he said he was freaking out, or it was Dustin or Conor. One of them was freaking out because they said they never thought another man could do that to them under Khabib because of his strength and his control and the way that he manipulated you on the ground. I think Makhachev possesses a lot of those same type of qualities. Very similar when he gets you on the ground. But because he's a better striker, I feel he's even more dangerous than Khabib was during his prime. But I believe that this is the fight. I believe that fight card, the only reason it feels like it doesn't happen is because that is the fight card that Conor and Chandler.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you put this one on top of the bill and do you put that one, Chandler and Conor, right underneath them? I know Conor might throw a fit about that, but obviously that would be great for Makhachev and Poirier, and you make a kind of a super card essentially. And I'm still not convinced, and I was right in 2020. The way, I don't know if you just saw the interview he did, I'm still not convinced Conor's fighting because he made it seem like there was still an issue between himself and the UFC that needed to be resolved before he fought. And he's doing this thing where he's saying, I want to fight, I hope to do it now. But, right? So what he's trying to do is he's trying to put UFC's feet to the fire. And I don't think Dana likes that.
You know, I didn't see that, but maybe, possibly. But
so what he said was,
like,
what he said,
it's targeted.
Yeah. He hopes to fight twice this year. He really, really wants to get in June, but the UFC, he made it feel like there were some demands or something that the UFC and him had not resolved in order for him to get in there.
Well, then they better resolve it if they want that dude to fight, because you and I both know he ain't gonna fight if he don't get what he wants. He
That's
just
true.
wants whatever he wants, and he usually gets it. But
Yes.
you and Chael both got to stop with this Conor McGregor as a co-main event thing. Bro, he'll never be a co-main event.
Come on,
He'll
man.
never
Let's
be
do it.
under somebody else on the fucking fight card. Stop it. You guys are both so
Okay,
silly.
fine. Make Makhachev and Poirier the co-main. I'm fine with that.
Yes, they would do that. Here's
Okay.
where I think that may not happen. I don't know that Conor McGregor would be on a fight card where he's the headliner. Makhachev would be collecting pay-per-view points. So essentially he'd be lining his pocket, especially after all that big fight that they had after the Khabib fight. Those guys might fight each other because I don't think that's ever been truly resolved. So, like, I think it's just too combustible.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this. But then if Conor McGregor were to fight on that card and he beats Michael Chandler, and then they also do Poirier versus Makhachev, doesn't that put McGregor in a spot, right, to say, Makhachev, I'm going to whoop you right now for the title? Or does Conor just not even want to fight him?
Do you remember Khabib when he beat Michael Johnson? He said, "I want to fight your chicken" in Madison Square Garden. He was on the prelims, but he planted the seed, and it ultimately became the biggest rivalry in UFC history in regards to the outcome and the way that it all played out. So yeah. I mean, Ben, it all makes sense, but logic and making sense in the world of Conor McGregor doesn't always come together. Like it all makes sense, but I just don't believe he's going to do that. And I just believe it's too scary and it's too dangerous as an organization to put on a fight card with these dudes all on the same card. You know how bad? Could you imagine Ali and Conor McGregor in the same area? Could you? Seriously.
Just keep them separate. It's fine.
Keep them separate. Yeah. There's no way they can all be on the same fight card.
They can hire Daniel Cormier as the security guard.
Me? I'm not doing security. Security always gets hit more than the people trying to fight each other. So I'm not doing security. I'm out completely. But I do believe Makhachev Poirier is the fight. Let's see when it happens. It's more likely to happen in July if McGregor fights in June. And for the record, guys, don't listen to Ben. Don't listen to Chael. There are wrestlers who did not go to class to get their degrees. They are stupid. Conor McGregor will not be a co-main event. Conor McGregor will not be a co-main event. It does not work like that, Ben Askren. It just doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I can't allow you to lead our fans the wrong way. Hold on. I'm going to see now our next topic. Hold on. Okay.
Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou, or Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. All boxing topics.
All boxing.
That's actually my expertise.
All right, Ben. So last week we are in Miami, and Francis Ngannou now fights for the second time in boxing. Bro, he gets absolutely demolished by Anthony Joshua. You know what's kind of sad? That we thought Francis was going to beat Anthony Joshua when Anthony Joshua was like Olympic gold medalist or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I said this to Luis before you popped on, is that obviously Ngannou's made a lot of money, which is great for him. But also, I don't understand. And I guess it's probably because he did so well against Tyson Fury. But it's like, dude, you went into the sport and you fought 2 world champions. Like, you could have took, like, say, someone who's ranked number 12 or number 9. Or so just fight someone who's maybe, like, not quite that good. Maybe would have been a better option.
You don't make $20 million to fight number 9, though. The only way you make $20 million is to fight Anthony Joshua. And I guess when you think about Francis in this situation, Ben, it's almost like you go all in, right? Either you get the big payout or it goes sideways and then you got the big payout, but there will not be many more payouts going forward. Like that is probably what happened to Francis right now, right?
Yeah,
so he's 0-2 in terms of boxing. Lost to Tyson Fury, lost to Anthony Joshua. The way Anthony Joshua beat him doesn't tell me that he will get another big boxing fight. What it does tell me, though, is that now the PFL actually has an opportunity for him to go back and actually fight for them. I thought there was no way he was ever going back if he fought well against Anthony Joshua, but I believe now he's actually going to go back and fight for him. But I watched that fight, and it was really hard to watch because it really did look like Francis finally was out of his element. It felt like Tyson Fury, and I don't think Tyson Fury overlooked him as much as people kind of say. I know he didn't take him as serious as he probably would take Usyk and Joshua and all them dudes, but I don't think that he was naive enough to think a guy that is a world champion in some sort of hand-to-hand combat poses no threat to you. So I think he took him a little bit serious.
A little. I think that's fair.
But when he was in there with Anthony Joshua, it looked like Anthony Joshua really took him serious.
Yeah.
And he treated him as if he was very dangerous. And it just didn't look like Francis could box him. And why would he be able to? He's not supposed to be able to box Anthony Joshua, bro. Like, we're all surprised only because of how high we hold Francis in terms of what we think he is. But truthfully, we shouldn't be surprised at all about the outcome of that fight.
No, and I don't know. I'm assuming Francis was a large betting underdog because I felt like, he's going to lose. Ideally, he loses in a manner where he looks good. He maybe gets a knockdown or has a couple good rounds or something to that effect. Kind of honestly like what he did against Tyson Fury. And if he does something like that, his status stays where it is. He kind of took a butt whooping, and so everyone's like, they don't want to see another Francis Ngannou boxing match. To what you're saying. And so I think he does go back to PFL. The problem with going back to PFL now is they're probably going to pay him really well, but they're not going to pay him $20 million per fight.
No.
So it's one of those things, Daniel. I mean, you've probably made more money than me, I would imagine, significantly. But, I always think back with this. I remember one time in college, my first time I ever made real money, Daniel. I worked a week-long camp, 5 days, right? And I made $2,000 and I was pumped. I'm like, I'm rich. I made $2,000, and then once you make more money, you're like, I wouldn't work a week for $2,000 anymore. There's no way in hell you could get me to do that. Like even if it was something I enjoyed doing, it ain't going to happen, period. And so now it's like you made $20 million boxing, even if they pay him $2 million a fight, which is really good money for mixed martial arts. He's like, I don't know. It doesn't get me excited. Like well, he's probably gonna pay taxes, but let's say he's got $10 million in the bank after taxes and whatnot. Like it's hard to get excited about a $2 million fight when you made 20.
He's got 10 in the bank, right? Plus he got another like 8 in the bank from the first fight. So he's got this dude sitting with like 16 mil in the bank.
Yeah.
And that dude said that he was so broke, he borrowed $200,000 from Kamaru Usman. Hey, Kamaru Usman's loaning $200,000.
I hope he's got some good interest on that, some good interest rate.
Dude, hey, bro, one of my buddies asked me, and one of my buddies was going to borrow money from me. Yo, my interest rate was like absurd, bro. It was like 25%.
What were you going to charge him? Oh, you're such a butthole. That ain't really your friend then.
What's your interest rate when you loan money? What's your rate?
The most I've given to someone, I gave $10,000 to someone. And I didn't charge. I said, listen, pay me back when you can pay me back.
Well, how much interest did you charge?
Nothing. I said, pay me back when you can pay me back. Unfortunately, they haven't paid me back.
You're a very solid businessman, Ben.
It was a friend. I just said this wasn't a business endeavor. This is a friend.
Hey, bro, here's the deal.
No. You said you're going to, listen, if you're charging them 25% interest, Daniel, they're not your friend. They're not.
They're my friend.
No, they're not. You're a terrible friend then.
No,
you're a bad friend.
No, let me tell you why.
Why?
Because when you start to loan money, right, that's when friendships start to sever because then your friend starts to avoid you. And your friend,
I get it.
Right? They start to not be your friend anymore. So if they do take this money, they understand that the interest rate is very, very high. So you almost discourage them from even taking the money, right?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you probably, who's going to pay you back and who's not going to pay you back. And, it's not like you're doing it for everybody, but, yeah, $200,000. That was very nice of Kamaru Usman. I hope he charged a nice interest rate. I'm sure. And listen, as a good friend, if Ngannou's a good friend, I'm sure, he borrows 200, 10%, we'll say 10% interest, and he owes him 220 the next year. And he said, hey, man, I made $20 million. Here's $300,000. You are a great friend.
Not a big deal. Friends like, here you go, man. Take $300,000.
Yeah.
That's for me. Whenever I was down and out, you looked out for me. But I really do try to discourage people from borrowing money from me because It's gonna cost you so much. It's like taking out like a payday loan. Like a payday loan where like you just gotta pay back like
Daniel, I
half
bet
of
you
what
even
you
own like
borrowed.
three. You probably own three of those or something.
Was that?
I bet you own three of those payday loan places.
Just a dirt bag. Show up with a wrinkled like one of those button downs that's all wrinkled, tucked inside my khaki pants with
Oh
some
my
big brown
God.
shoes, going to collect my payday loans. That's
Oh
bad,
my
huh?
God. Yes, so bad.
Ben, sorry, bro. We got off track. We weren't supposed to talk as much about Francis. My thought about boxing was to get to Mike Tyson
Yes.
and Jake Paul.
Okay.
Bro, why are these guys fighting? Why? But
I
is
know.
it a fight?
I
or is
think
it an
I have
exhibition?
I have a great answer.
Guys, our friends are back. The Game Time app is back, and y'all know how much we love the Game Time app at DCTV because the Game Time app gives you an opportunity to get last-minute tickets to anything you want, whether it's basketball, football, mixed martial arts, comedy shows. The Game Time app has you. And how about this? Your boy DC is going to help you get $20 off your first purchase by using my promo code DCTV. You know, the last time I used the Game Time app, the boy Luis wanted to go to a UFC fight. And you know how that dude don't be inviting his girlfriend. He needed an extra ticket. So the boy DC got him. I went to the Game Time app, punched that promo code DCTV, saved $20 off, and then save Luis's relationship. So guys, go to the Game Time app right now, download it, use my promo code DCTV, and save $20 off of your first purchase. Game Time. Welcome back, my friends. And Luis, your boy loves you. I always got you, baby. Let's get to the video.
I have a great answer because I thought about this. Because I one time saw an interview with Mike Tyson. And it might have been, and I'll also give you my reason why I don't think Mike Tyson's going to win. So I believe it was when he fought Roy Jones. Remember he fought Roy Jones on that card? And he actually said something positive about Jake and Logan, where he said something like, I love all the interest they're bringing to boxing. They seem to really like boxing. And he liked kind of what they were doing because Mike Tyson, I think, thinks fondly of boxing, and he was really appreciative of the fact, or this is what his interview led me to believe, really appreciative of the fact of all the interest they were bringing to boxing because he thinks boxing is great. So I think that's probably why he's doing it as a thing for boxing. Listen, it's the same thing I did with Jordan Burroughs that you give me such a hard time for.
Oh my God.
I knew I was going to take an ass whooping. That's Jordan Burroughs. He's the best in the world. And I don't actively do wrestling right at that point in time. I don't do it. And I said, I'm doing this. I love Beat the Streets. I think they're great. They raise money for a great cause. I love them. And I love wrestling. And this is going to bring a lot of attention to wrestling. So, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then Jordan Burroughs is a butthole and didn't let me score any points. You know, I was thinking at least I'm going to get a takedown or something, DC. And, but I did it for those two reasons because I love wrestling.
Just beat the shit. Jordan literally just beat the shit out of you. Like, what? These guys are killers, bro. It's like,
yes,
somebody
it's
was like,
really unfortunate.
Somebody was like, would you wrestle Kyle Snyder for charity? I'm like, no, he's going to beat the brakes off of me. He won't like play with me. He won't give me anything to make me feel good about this.
Let's
he's gonna
mix
beat
it
the
up
shit
a
out
little
of me.
bit. Burroughs wouldn't even scramble with me. You know, he's trying to double leg me. Like, shoot a single leg. Let's have some fun here. Anyways, that's what I think Tyson is doing. I think he thinks that it's going to bring a lot of attention to boxing, which it probably will be a good card. I don't think he needs the money. I think it's more
No,
that.
he's doing well. He's doing really well financially.
Yeah.
So I guess
well.
his new wife, when they got married, she took over all of his finances and has really brought him back. That's why he's doing so well. His business ventures are doing great. So he has a ton of money. But like he said, he might be doing it because he loves the sport. But, bro, at some point, you got to look in the mirror and recognize, look, I'm not that guy anymore. Like, I love wrestling.
But if he's just doing it to bring attention, then does he even have to be the guy, or does he know this is going to bring attention?
He can't box, though. Physically, he can't box. Ben, I'm about to go and wrestle with my son. He's 13. He weighs 140. Dude, I fear it because my back is so bad. My back is so bad.
We need to get you in shape then.
Huh?
We need to get you in shape.
My back is messed up, bro. Like it's not like I fatigue. Like
I'm
not
some stem
tired
cells then.
doing the drills with
stem cells.
Was that?
We'll get you some stem cells in your back.
Dude, I've tried. I've done just about everything.
Okay.
But like, bro, my back is so jacked. that every time I go with him, I'm in the cold plunge after because it needs to recover. But I love it, and because it's my kid, I'll do it once a week where him and I actually wrestle each other. Because obviously I'm going to make him do things the right way when it's time to train. But it's like, dude, it kind of sucks. But Mike Tyson's going to be in there at almost 60. Bro, he's 15 years older than me almost.
So my logic on to why Jake is going to win would be Mike Tyson and Roy Jones boxed. And, it was fun. They're both very savvy, high skilled, but they were both significantly older than when they were in their primes. And then I don't know if you remember this, but Anthony Pettis and Roy Jones actually boxed. And Anthony Pettis, he's a good boxer, but he's smaller, right? He was a 155 pounder when he fought in the UFC. He actually won a decision against Roy Jones. I think it was maybe a year after that, right? So Anthony, who's that much smaller, while he's a very good boxer, he is a lot smaller, was able to beat Roy Jones, and Roy Jones and Mike was really competitive. Jake, who's much larger, who's now shown to at least be a pretty solid boxer, is probably going to have a pretty good chance against Mike Tyson.
But can you just beat on Mike Tyson? It might ruin you if he just beats on Mike Tyson.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
He's in a no-win situation. I don't know that he thought this one through as much as he probably should have been, because if you just go out there and you just beat the shit out of Mike Tyson, everybody's going to be really mad at you. Really mad.
Yes. I don't disagree, especially if it's kind of like, I don't want to say like disrespectful, right? Because it's fighting, so there probably shouldn't be that much respect. But if you're just if say Tyson gasses and he starts looking really bad, and he's just kind of like picking him apart, like that's gonna be something that people say, bought this pay-per-view. Why am I watching this? This is awful. I don't want to watch this. This looks terrible.
Yes, if he knocks Mike out, like if he just like starches Mike Tyson, it might be over, bro.
Yeah.
Look, Jake Paul said, I idolized Mike Tyson until I met him the first time 4 years ago. He called me Logan. I'm going to make sure he knows who I am real close.
This is what I don't like about the Jake Paul stuff, and it was so annoying, is like he wants to be such a hardo sometimes, and it's like, bro,
he's not, though.
Stop.
He's not a tough guy.
You're talking to Mike Tyson here. Like, I understand that he's older, but like, this is Mike Tyson. He's one of the most savage human beings on planet Earth. Like, don't speak to him in that manner.
Mike Tyson young, Jake Paul would not even go within 50 feet of him. He'd be terrified.
Yes.
Mike Tyson and the goons that used to surround him, the Nation of Islam, would take Jake Paul. They would take him behind a building somewhere. They would beat the living shit out of him. Him and all of his security and all those guys had no chance to go up to Mike Tyson, speak to Mike Tyson as if you're going to smack Mike Tyson around. Mike Tyson would treat Jake Paul, Mike Tyson young, just like the reporter he talked about, how he would treat him in prison.
Crazy.
You remember that when Mike was talking to that reporter? That's what Mike Tyson young would do to Jake Paul.
Yes.
So that is the scary part about them going to fight, because I want to see Mike Tyson young treat Jake Paul like that.
I
don't know that Mike Tyson old can treat Jake Paul like that, Ben.
My feeling is that Jake actually doesn't feel this way. He feels the need to do this to pump up fights, right? For entertainment's sake. I don't know if that would be it, but I think he thinks people like this, but it's like, it's really, for most people, it's kind of a turnoff, especially. I would say, Mike Tyson, he's had this really funny path through his life, but at this point in time, I think he's someone who's really, really revered and loved. Like, I don't think you're going to find a lot of people at this point in time who don't like Mike Tyson. Even if at some point in their life they didn't like him, he's just freaking lovable. I don't know what there is. Like, how do you not like Mike Tyson? Everyone likes him.
He's very lovable, and that's the danger in this fight. I don't know. I think Jake Paul might have made a mistake on this one, Benny boy. Because if he beats up on Mike, dude is in trouble.
We'll see. What if this happens, Daniel? What if and this is where I don't want to say it's scripted of some sort, but what if there's some type of mutual agreement that and maybe this is even just Jake saying, like, if Mike is older and he's getting tired and it's not going so well, that he's going to make it look competitive, right? I mean, that's obviously a possibility.
Yeah, okay. I think that there will definitely be something in place because there's a video where it says it's like, and I don't know if this is true. Logan was fighting Floyd, and Floyd hit him too hard.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that
I
video.
don't know if that's true. I can't really understand the words. People just always kind of like say stuff. They caption it a certain way.
Where he
But
says
if
that,
Logan's like,
hey,
yo,
this
come
is
on,
an
champ, that
exhibition
was way
champ
too
or
hard.
something like that. Like it's only an exhibition. I can't remember.
Yes.
Something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
I think there'll be stuff like that in this fight. Parameters in place so that it doesn't go crazy. Here's the problem. Mike Tyson, even though he's measured now, he's still Mike Tyson. And if shit goes crazy, I hope Mike bite that motherfucker, son. If he start beating Mike and Mike bites him, that shit would make
Don't do it.
my life. You think Mike gonna bite his ass if shit
I
goes
hope he doesn't
sideways?
bite him. Stop right now. No, I think it's one of those things where Mike is. This is my guess. I don't know Mike Tyson personally. I'm not inside his head. I think he's doing it because it's going to bring a lot of attention to the sport of boxing, and he loves the sport of boxing. He loves what boxing has done for his life, and that's why he chose to do this fight.
It's something that we are still talking about, and I believe that's ultimately why those guys do the things that they do. Look, Ben, I know we ain't got much time today, bro. Thank you for joining me. Hey, next week we're both in Kansas City, so maybe we chop it up a little bit face to face at some point. I'm at the NCAA.
I still want to wrestle you,
man.
If your back hurts when you're wrestling your son, I'm gonna bring the heat on you, baby.
Oh,
let's make that an episode. Me and Daniel, 20-minute grind match.
Hey, I'll take a pain pill, be loopy, and
let's go
beat you.
I'm ready,
guys. For the record, I've never lost to Ben Askren. I teched him.
We never actually went. No, that's my brother. You must be taking pain pills now. You wrestled my brother.
I beat Max. Max was literally like one of the. I would kill Max. He was scared of me, and I kind of.
He was 18 years old.
I was like, Max, you scared of me because I'm black. But
okay.
Guys, I beat Ben in the practice room in Beijing, China. Him and I went.
That never happened.
0. I beat Ben Askren.
That never happened. You are so crazy.
Hey, thanks again, Ben. Until next time, guys, like, subscribe, tell your friend about our YouTube channel, tell your friends about Fucking the Champ. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah.